Well, you're very welcome to Warrenpoint Area News. I'm not sure if Sinead can hear me. I know Mickey can hear me, so Mickey, it could be all up to you here this evening. So listen, I'll not hold you back with a little technical glitch there. So we're back now, and we're doing community, and of course, Sinead will be very proud of what's happening up in Thomas Davis, and she can maybe give us a wee mention about that. So Mickey, you can lead the way here, Mickey. If Sinead can't hear me and you can hear me, Mickey, take it away. Tell us what's happening down your part of the world.
I think Sinead's hearing myself. Sinead, do you want to kick off with an update on the ambulance?
Yeah, thanks very much, Mickey and Damien. I couldn't hear Damien there, but yeah, no, I'll crack on. I suppose this is a follow-on from last week's conversation. We received word last weekend, that possibly we were going to be operating with either no cover or reduced cover in terms of ambulance service across South Down, Newry. Obviously, that's a huge concern. Yourself, Mickey, we loads of people across Warrenpoint contacting myself and yourself, just really concerned. People with young families, people with chronic illnesses themselves. So just to give people an update on that, we did hold a meeting, myself and Liz Kimmins, MLA, and Mickey Brady, MP in Newry there, with the head of the ambulance service this week. And I also raised it with the health minister in the assembly this week as well. And just by way of an update, we were told that normally there's 10 crews operating across this area. At the weekend just past, we were reduced to 8 crews. Now, while that mightn't seem like a big drop, we'll have to bear in mind that now our AD in Daisy Hill is located at Craigavon. So obviously when ambulances are going to Craigavon, they're stuck there, and the time it takes them to get back into the South Down Newry Armagh area is obviously increased. There is also a historic lack of investment in the ambulance service, and that's obviously been exacerbated throughout COVID with staffing issues and overtime issues, etc. There used to be a base at Kilkeel. The ambulances are no longer based there, so obviously that has an impact in terms of Warrenpoint and the greater Warrenpoint area in terms of response times. So really, some good news, some light at the end of the tunnel in terms of this. The ambulance service have assured us that they've been working on a business case. It's submitted with the Department for Health, so it's currently with them. It's to be assessed, and that is looking to address the historic underinvestment and the resource issues in terms of the ambulance service. So we need to keep our eye on the ball in terms of that, and that's something we will definitely do, both myself and Mickey. And across, of course, the wider Sinn Féin team across South Down and across Newry and Armagh. So just wanted to bring people a quick update just in terms of the ambulance service. And if people are concerned, if they have any issues they want to raise, my office is in Warrenpoint there, and I'm easily contactable. So people should feel free to get in touch with any concerns regarding that or any other issue.
Yeah, just adding that, Sinead, historically there's always been issues with ambulance cover in the South Down, South Armagh, greater South Armagh area. So it's important that we keep the lines of communication going, and it's good to see that Sinead and the rest of the team there were meeting with the ambulance service and making it quite clear to them that it's unacceptable. So we'll move on then, Sinead, to I think the next thing we have up is the beach that we had mentioned in the previous weeks that we've been on, and finally the sand was put on the beachfront in Warrenpoint, and I have a few pictures that show the works as they were being carried out. Also, there would be a before and an after, and I have to say the guys have made a great job of it. Just down this morning, I took that picture, I think about 5:30 this morning, so it's nice and bright that time of the morning. Not that Damien would know anything about that, but we have been fighting long and hard for this for the last, I think it's about 7 or 8 years since it was last sand put on the beach. At the tail end of the end of the old Newry and Mourne Council, we did try to get the sand put on, but it didn't happen. We went into the new council. We then found out that we weren't able to put the sand on without license from the relevant departments. We've been working on that now for the last number of years, and have been lobbying council hard to get that done. And as I say, finally on the Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, and finishing off yesterday. The guys have it now done, and already today you could see families down enjoying it. Lots of pictures up on Facebook, so no doubt when we get the sunny weather, people will be able to make the most of it, and that's what it's all about, giving people that opportunity to do something different. And especially, as we've mentioned before, that this year is quite different than any other year where people don't have the opportunity to go away on holidays. So it's important we can offer whatever we can within our own areas, and we just ask people to be mindful on the beach, maintain social distancing. We'd also ask people to not litter it, and also for those who are walking their dogs, if you are taking them onto the beach, to make sure that you clean up behind you. And as I say, we'll all get our enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, Mickey. It really, really does. Already nice sun.
The sun is something we can't do anything about, but it looks to be in the next number of days. I think we are going to get an improvement in the weather, and I think today was better than maybe we expected. And tomorrow's maybe to be a good day, but maybe over the course of the next week now, we'll get a really good summer's day, and I've no doubt the beach will be jammed. So we move on then. Another issue we've touched on this last week or two is the indoor market that is coming up in the town, and it actually starts tomorrow morning is the first one, and it starts from 10 o'clock. And it'll run over the course of the 2 days. It starts on Saturday from 10 running through to 5 p.m. and then on the Sunday it's from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's on Dock Street, and that would be known as what people would know as the old Trills and Spills, which is just on the corner there where Shenanigans is. So we'd encourage people to go down and show their support tomorrow for it. There's no doubt for the number of weeks now it's been booked out, and originally they were going with one floor and then had to take the second floor because of the interest in people wanting to take stalls in it. So we move on then to the next item then. This is something I've picked up on over the week, and no doubt people would have heard in years gone by Big O, who's synonymous with Warrenpoint, and would remember him on radio shows from many years ago. And I just picked up there during the week that he's starting a new show and a new radio, and it's Harbourside Community Radio, and it kicks off this Sunday, the 12th of July. So I've no doubt a lot of people will be interested in that, a bit like Destination Newry, where they're trying to get that local sort of output, local stories, a bit of humour, obviously, with it being Big O. So it'll be interesting, I'm sure, for people to see how that pans out over the course of the Sunday. So I'd ask people to keep an eye out and look out for that there. So
and definitely wish Oliver all the best of luck with that. He's certainly a character, and I'm sure he'll not be long before he gains a good following on the Harbour Radio there. I suppose I was keeping on the vein of the point. I just wanted to bring to people's attention Warrenpoint Town Football Club. Their youth academy is starting back up again. So they've put a call out. They have quite a large youth setup up there, as you know yourself, Mickey. But again, they're always looking for new people to get involved and opportunities for kids to get out and stay healthy and things like that. So their youth academy is starting up again, and they're putting the call out for if you may be interested. If you want to sign up, you can drop them an email, and it's youth@warrenpointtownfc.co.uk. And I'm taking on some fantastic new coaches this season: Marcus Wood, Connor Fagan, and the likes of those people who've been around the club for a very long time. So it's definitely a good opportunity if anybody wants to sign up. Definitely encourage them to do so. It's a really, really good setup up at Warrenpoint Town, and you can log on to the Facebook page and all the contact.
Yeah, it's great to see that the youth are starting to see the clubs open back up again, both soccer and the Gaelic and Camogie as well. I've seen postings up on St. Peter's GA page that the Camogie is starting back as well. So that's great. The kids have a long time without anything sort of to focus their minds. So this most definitely will do that for them. And then we move over to St. Peter's GA again. We've brought this up over the last 4 weeks since they started the lottery back up. I think the first night we came on, it was maybe sitting at just around the 13,000 or just under 13,000. It's now coming up this week on 13.
I'm not sure if you can hear me here. I think there could be a little bit of a breakdown in communications here, Sinead. I think, and Mickey. So I'm not sure what's happened here. Sinead, can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah, I think
we've lost Mickey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sure, Sinead, no, you continue there. You continue there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm back
so
in.
We're coming to the end anyway, but I think Mickey just wanted to let people know that the lotto didn't go last week, so it's back up again. I think another £100 added to it this week. So you can get your lotto at all the usual outlets, some new ones, O'Hare's, Eurospar as well is another new outlet for the lotto. So just encourage people to get in. If you're not in, you can't win. And of course, we know where the proceeds go. It's all going back into the local community. And to help fund everything that's going on up at St. Peter's GAA. I suppose as well, I don't know if Mickey's back in there, but just wanted to remind people, and we mentioned it last week, and it's about, we're really keen to hear people's views, thoughts, concerns, issues, whatever ideas in terms of the revitalisation of Warrenpoint, traffic management and things like that. So we're still open. We're still wanting to hear people what people think and their ideas and that. So if anybody, and we've started to receive some feedback from some local businesses as well. So if we can ask people to contact me at Sinead Ennis MLA @gmail.com and to keep feeding your views in terms of Warrenpoint and the traffic flow issues and whatever revitalisation ideas people may have themselves, and we want those fed in over the summer, so we're ready to hit the ground running in the autumn. I think we'll have Mickey back there. Can you hear us, Mickey?
I can, yeah. I don't know what happened there. I just went completely dead.
No. Stuff about the lotto there. I think it didn't go last week. It's up by another.
No, I heard you there saying it's 13.4. That's exactly what it is this week. So it's a huge amount, and no doubt anybody would be delighted to win that. So I think that's about it. Sinead, that wraps us up for this week.
That's us, Damien. Yeah.
To be brought in here now. Yeah, thanks a million. We were caught on the hop there with the breakdown in communications, and that's why it's live, and that's why we love it so much. But Sinead, before you go, I think you can still hear me there, can you? Yeah. I'm not sure if Sinead can hear me. Mickey, you can hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear. Yep.
Yeah, Sinead, you'd be very proud of what Cranchigo have achieved, and Mickey, of course, yourself, because you're involved in the council and what have you, and it's great to see that development coming up. But I think what we can do, we can say that maybe we'll do a one-off wee show with the Thomas Davis people there about their big complex, and of course, Glen out in Glen, they have a big development as well, and that's another one. Maybe we'll pull the two of them together and have a little chat about it. So Mickey and Sinead, I don't know what Mickey was doing about 5:30. This morning, I mean that, and then he's telling me it takes about 6 years to get a bit of sand dumped on the beach and the point. I don't know. Maybe you council boys go very, very slow, Mickey. But I have no idea what you're doing up at 5:30. You can be rest assured I wasn't up at that time, Mickey. The only time I will be up at that is when the solstice comes in and I'm on top of the Pasha's grave in Slievegullin. Believe it or not, hey. Believe it or not, it's older than the pyramids of Egypt, and it's on our doorstep here. And I hope that you have been watching the history of South Armagh with Una Walsh. It has been phenomenal, and it has been very educational. Remember this, we have a structure on the top of Slievegullin Mountain that's older than the pyramids. Who would have thought of it?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say older than yourself.
Well, Mickey, I don't know. I think you're older than me, Mickey. So, listen, Sinead.
So her contributions unreal. There's nothing she doesn't know about South Armagh, but definitely getting up to Slievegullin for the solstice is on the bucket list.
Remember what she said the other night? She says all the politicians are baiting away to Newgrange and everything and TV cameras, and not one wants to go to the top of Slievegullin. So I'm putting it out to you now, Sinead Ennis. You're an MLA. Mickey, you're a councillor. I'm putting it out to you. we want to see us up on the top of Slieve Gullion when the proper time for the solstice comes in, and I hope to be there to have a chat with you. So we'll work on that one as the days go on. So listen, great talking to you. And I would love to win that 13,400. So I'll be down in the Point tomorrow. I must just buy one of those tickets and then go over and buy one in Ballyholm as well, and hope to get there 777. So it would be really nice.
The
so,
Point's
Mickey,
in Club Funder, Damien, so you don't have to come down to the town. You can just go on the internet and do it.
Mickey, no, it's an excuse to get down to the Point. So listen, thanks a million. Mickey's going to run to the top of Slieve Gullion. Mickey, yeah. I'm looking forward to that, I can tell you. So that will be
I don't know who put that up.
Listen, oh no, hey, whatever happens at Destination Newry, it is the truth. Remember, we're stretching around the world and back again here, and it is a great facility, and it's a great thing to have here, what we're doing, because we're reaching out to all our communities around the place, and we're getting the message out, and I think it's great. I mean, look at that wee lad from Barrowcroft, and the trouble that he's going through, and the fight that he's doing. Hey, it's great that we're able to put that out to the people, and people can see what's going on. So again, I'd like to thank you on behalf of Destination Newry for bringing your stories here on a Friday evening, and enjoy the weekend, Mickey and Sinead. So listen, thanks a million. And before we go, I'm going to ring the news. I'm going to read a little bit of news here. I've got a little bit of news here, Sinead. So I'm going to read a little bit of news before we go. The Department of Health has said no further deaths here in the north, 554. The Department of Health in the south has announced one further person has diagnosed with COVID-19 has died, and their total is 1,744. There are now 25,589 people with COVID-19 in the Republic of Ireland, and the total deaths are 2,298. And the UK, well, I think this is the same as yesterday, 44,602. I couldn't get any updates on that today. And then we go to Wales. No new deaths in Wales, which is good. 1,540, which is excellent. And the figures show in Scotland that 2,490 patients in Scotland have died after a positive test for COVID-19, although the actual number of deaths is known to be far higher. Weekly data published by the National Records of Scotland show up until the 5th of July, there were 4,173 deaths registered in Scotland. So travel. Public health expert has said that overseas travel is one of the biggest COVID-19 threats, and there needs to be an all-island approach to this issue. Professor Gabriel Scally's comments were made as a further easing of coronavirus restrictions came into effect in the north of Ireland today. This includes the removal of requirements for people to self-isolate after travelling to Northern Ireland from more than 50 countries deemed medium to low risk. The Stormont executive signed off on the decision yesterday, and the list of countries involved includes the Republic of Ireland, Italy, Spain, France, and Germany. Taoiseach Micheál Martin said that the public health officials here are very concerned about the reopening of the international travel to Northern Ireland, which he said could impact negatively on the transmission of the virus. He said he agreed with Professor Scally that an all-Ireland approach was optional, but there would be challenges around implementing it. And here's a good story. Wimbledon to hand out prize money despite cancellation. The prize money set aside for the Wimbledon Championship will be distributed to 620 players who are set to take part in this year's cancelled tournament at the All England Lawn Tennis Club. Wimbledon, which was initially scheduled for the 29th of June to the 12th of July, was cancelled, obviously, for COVID-19. We are now in a position to allocate prize money, let's say, to 620 players whose world rankings would have enabled them to gain entry into the Championship 2020 by direct acceptance into the main draw or qualifying event for an agreed total of £10 million that don't have to play. So that's a story and a half. So there's £10 million to be allocated to 620 players, and good luck to them for not even playing. And then to finish on this one, Loughlin Island journalist search warrants wrongly obtained. Police wrongly obtained warrants to search the homes and offices of two journalists at a hearing which fell short of fair standards, the High Court has ruled. Senior judges identified no grounds for the authorisation of the warrants. The authorisation led to the arrest of Trevor Burney and Barry McCaffrey. Lord Justice Declan Morgan stressed that the pair had all times acted as investigative reporters adhering to their professional code. He said, "We see no overriding requirement in the public interest which could have justified an interference with the protection of journalistic sources in this case." And the search permits were obtained as part of an investigation into the alleged theft of confidential documents from the Northern Ireland Ombudsman's office. We go now to Brexit. Significant diversions in UK-EU talks, says Micheál Barnier. Significant diversions remain between the EU and the UK on a post-Brexit trade deal after informative talks in London. Michel Barnier has said the EU's chief negotiator said his team would continue working with patience, respect and determination following talks with his counterpart David Frost. But he said regardless of the outcome, there will be inevitably changes from the 1st of January 2021. The UK has ruled out extending the December deadline to reach a deal. So that's our news for this week. And thanks to all our community activists and our community TV people all during the week. And we'll do this all again on Monday. So thanks for watching.